want to share with you a stunning snippet of a progressive or leftist hero caught out live on air. Prominent feminist activist Naomi Wolf is the author of The Beauty Myth and has been an advisor in the past to Bill Clinton and Al Gore and celebrated by the liberal left worldwide. She's got a new book out. It's called Outrages: Sex, Censorship and the Criminalisation of Love. And her thesis relies, at least in part, apparently, on the fact that there were people executed in the UK for what were then crimes, such as homosexuality, much later than previously thought. But publicising the book live on BBC Radio, her interviewer, Matthew Sweet, explained to her that she'd misinterpreted a legal term, death recorded. It was a brutal fact check, live to air. Have a listen.
Mentioned of penal servitude for 10 or 15 years, and I found like several dozen executions, but that was again only looking at the Old Bailey records and the crime tables.
Several
regionally.
Dozen executions?
Correct. And this corrects a misapprehension that is in every website, that the last man was executed for sodomy in Britain in 1835.
I don't think you're right about this. One of the cases that you look at that's salient in your report is that of Thomas Silver. It says teenagers were now convicted more often. Indeed, that year, which is 1859, 14-year-old Thomas Silver was actually executed for committing sodomy. The boy was indicted for an unnatural offence, guilty, death recorded. This is the first time the phrase unnatural offence entered the Old Bailey records. Thomas Silver wasn't executed. Death recorded. I was really surprised by this, and I looked it up. Death recorded is what's in, I think, most of these cases that you've identified as executions. It doesn't mean that he was executed. It was a category that was created in 1823 that allowed judges to abstain from pronouncing a sentence of death on any capital convict whom they considered to be a fit subject for pardon. I don't think any of the executions you've identified here actually happened.
Well, that's a really important thing to investigate. What is your understanding of what death recorded means? Death
recorded, this is also from, I've just read you the definition of it there from the Old Bailey website. But I've got here a newspaper report about Thomas Silver and also something from the prison records that show the date of his discharge.
The prisoner was found guilty and sentence of death was recorded.
Yeah.
But the jury recommended the prisoner to mercy on account of his youth.
See, I think this is a kind of, when I found this, I didn't really know what to do with it because I think it's quite a big problem with your argument.
So there you are, the facts in a wolf's clothing. That's one way to generate publicity for your book. To be fair, Wolf appears to have taken it well, thanking Sweet for pointing out her error and promising to edit new editions of the book to make sure they are correct. But wow, that is a brutal fact check live to air.